Hello and welcome to this video. Today I want to talk a little bit about my creative process when I'm playing around in Blender and how I created this cute little snail. This is not going to be like an in-depth tutorial or anything, just my thoughts when I go through it basically. So I've already recorded this voiceover fully once before, and it recorded with my computer microphone instead of my good microphone, and I was really frustrated. I almost just put some music in the background and didn't re-record it. But I thought it would be. I was like, no, come on, don't be a baby. Just do it again. It won't be the same, I imagine, because I don't have a script. I'm just kind of going on about how I do things. For me, Blender can be a very organic process. I'm not very technical. You think, why would you go into 3D modeling if you're not very technical? But for me, it's like I try to think about it like actual sculpting, just like having fun and putting pieces together until it makes sense to me, just in like, I guess in a cleaner way, because there's no dirt under my fingernails. I mean, there is, but unrelated. As you can see, I started with cubes. I like to start with cubes even when I'm doing rounded shapes, and then just add subdivision modifiers. I kind of split the body in two and added this like kind of like two-toned body over top with some thickness and solidifying it. And yeah, I thought it looked cute, and especially with the two different colors later, I think it looks very adorable. And then I just added spheres for the eyes and the eyelids. This character comes straight from my brain. I didn't design it first, I just kind of knew that I wanted to make a snail with headphones, and that's what it ended up being, kind of as a mascot for my channel, since I have Noisy in the name of the channel, Noisy Blue. So Noisy, I was like, oh, headphones, you know, makes music, makes noise. I don't know, I thought it was cute. So yeah, by the end of the video, if you can think of a name for this little character that will be kind of our mascot, let me know. I wasn't very sure how I was gonna make the shell. I tried to look for tutorials, but I couldn't really find anything that I really liked, so I kind of went with a curve and I just kind of went at it. It was a very long and frustrating process to make the shell, honestly. Not my favorite part, but I did learn quite a few things through doing this. And yeah, I probably would find a different way of doing it. It didn't turn out exactly like a snail shell. I feel like a snail shell needs to be thicker in the middle, and mine is like thinner down the middle instead of thicker. You know, like it needs to be chubby kind of vibe, but it still looks like a snail and it still looks like a shell, even though it's not exactly the vibe I wanted. Sometimes you just have to roll with what you know. I am an amateur, I am fully self-taught, and I just have to do what I can with what I have. So yeah, don't necessarily learn from me, just kind of like do your best. Just like I do. But yeah, I just kind of made the spiral and kind of played with the thickness a little bit, and then you'll see later on I go more, I remesh, not remesh it, but I make it into a mesh, and I just inflate it, and I go a bit more into the sculpt mode to make it look how I wanted. It's still not exactly what I had in mind, but again, just do what you can with what you know. It's funny because when I started my new job, at my job we have amazing 3D artists, and I work for a video games company, not like making games, I do social media, and my boss was like, why are you joining us as like social media person, like you are a 3D artist, right? And I was like, yeah, but like not professionally, like I am not confident enough to do this professionally, because I can't do everything, right? I don't know how to rig, I don't know how to do like anything else except like model pretty much, and very basic animation. And he was like, yeah, that's fine, like you don't need to know how to learn everything, right? Like in 3D you specialize yourself, you find the one thing that you want to do, and that's what you'll do forever, like over and over and over. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, because in my head it's like, no, I need to do everything. If I don't do everything, that means I'm not good at it. But like that's not that's not how it works in the industry, really. But still, I'm not like confident enough to fully do this like full time. I don't mind doing like commission work, doing illustrations and again basic animations, but I don't know if I would put it on my CV that that's what I do full time, with the portfolio that I have. Maybe one day, I don't know, who knows. But yeah, here I am designing the headphones. It was a lot of fun. I love designing headphones because you can kind of go a bit crazy. It doesn't necessarily have to make sense in the real world. I'm pretty sure if I made that hole that holds it, it wouldn't be a very sturdy pair of headphones, but I thought it looked cool, so I decided to go with it. I mean, the material that I use later is metal, so maybe it would be sturdy. I don't know. I'm not a headphones manufacturer. So I don't know if it would work, but I still think it's really fun. And if there's something I've definitely learned from Blender is that if you don't know how to do a certain shape, you can probably do it with a plane. Just use a plane and you can do mostly every shape that you need. You may need some tweaking and some modifiers, but yeah, pretty much. I made the headphones pretty big because again it's a snail, so I thought it would be quite cute to just like have them wear this giant pair of headphones over their non-existent ears. Do snails have ears? Wait, let's Google that. Let me grab my phone. Do snails have ears? They do not. But they can detect sounds through vibration, so maybe they can like sense it through the sound of the headphones, so they can't hear the music, but they sense the vibration. That's pretty cool. So yeah. Usually they're through their little antennas, according to Mr. Google. So there you go, we've all learned something together. I mean, I figured they don't have ear holes or anything. I used to keep snails as a kid in a box with letters during summertime. And we would like race them and see who would get like faster to the piece of letters. It was really cute, and I definitely didn't see any ears, but they do have those really cute eyes. It's funny because when I was thinking about like the eyes, and then when I looked online for like how people draw snails, a lot of people draw them with their eyes on the body and the antenna as if they're just antenna and not their eyeballs, which I thought was really funny and an interesting interpretation of a snail. But I knew for mine I definitely wanted the eyes to be on the top of the antennas, because I don't know, snails look kind of alien, don't they? They're kind of cool looking little freakish aliens that have like a weird sense of gender and sex. Well, they don't have a sense of gender because that's only humans, but that's a weird like hermaphroditic way of reproduction, which I think is very cool and kind of fascinating, isn't it? Man, I love snails, but I don't love slugs. I don't know what it is. Snails I do love, but slugs freak me out, man. They're very slimy. I know snails are slimy too, but I don't know, slugs are very slimy. Anyway, got on a weird tangent on snails there. Here once adding the materials. At first I wanted to go for a pink and blue kind of color pattern thing, but I didn't like the blue when I added it on the body, so I ended up going with this like lilac, this light purple, and I ended up with purpley and pink tones, and I think it turned out really cute. Then I tried a few textures and different sizes and things like that and colors for the shell. I wanted something that looked kind of funky but not like super regular, like a bit organic almost. Like you can see those wavy colors and tones. So just played around with the size and the shape of it until I found something that I was satisfied with. And I always find it really fun to play around with color and shape and use these different texture, and yeah, I think it turned out very cute. I rounded the shell a bit more so it would be a bit more fitting to what I had in mind, think for the snail, that's pretty much it. I just kind of set up the scene with a nice blue background, and I added some lights. I think this part is really fun. It almost feels like you're in a photo shoot, setting up the camera and the lights. I mean, it's technically what you're doing, you just set it up, a little digital photo shoot for my little snail. And again, what name do you think we should name them? I don't know, honestly, I'm a bit out of ideas. I think it should be something related to the channel, but also something really cute, because they are really cute. I ended up adding more lights besides the scene lights to give it a bit more contrast, and played around with the color a little bit. For me, Blender is very much about playing around. Like I said, I'm not a very technical person, I'm more of a artsy person, so I do end up playing around a lot. Don't always have like a fixed idea of exactly how things I want to turn out, but yeah, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you soon. Bye!